Sarvesh Shashi is a 28-year-old Indian entrepreneur with a yoga and wellness empire worth about $15 million. He has established more than 35 yoga studios across India under the name of Sarva and designed 25 yoga styles including basketball and paddle boat yoga. Even before turning 30, this yoga mogul, often referred to as the CEO among monks, has done a lot. From flying in a private jet with Jennifer Lopez to chilling at a private screening of Rampage with Dwayne Johnson and Naomi Campbell for company. There's just one thing he hasn't ever done: sex. And while being a virgin is not really the story, it becomes so when one attributes their glory in this capitalistic world to the swearing off of what many of us consider integral to healthy living. Shout out to Conquered Self. Conquered Self makes the process of addiction recovery and habit building fun, motivational, and consistent. It does this through a supportive, team-based multiplayer competition called The War. Once you enlist for a war, you're placed with a team of soldiers who are also there to recover from an addiction or to build a self-improvement habit. This is your support system. At its foundation, Conquered Self attempts to assist its users' willpower with multiple influencers, thus enhancing the user's success rate and habit formation. Check out their site from the link in the description. Shashi, who is devoutly dedicated to his yoga discipline, lives by a set of prohibitions advised by his yoga guru. No drinking, smoking, lying, stealing, having sex, or masturbating. According to his guru, cutting out these distractions were essential for Shashi to attain enlightenment and success, no matter how horny hot yoga enthusiasts potentially made him. Semen retention is a core principle of Taoism, an ancient Chinese philosophical practice that preached how controlling or delaying ejaculations could help a person increase their spiritual energy and improve their sex drive. From 500 BC to present day, the practice of holding in semen has evolved from a yogic tradition to modern men online swearing off sex, porn, and masturbation. The celibacy and semen retention vow that Shashi has lived by for the last 13 years doesn't quite cross swords with the NoFap movement, which is largely a support group for recovering porn and masturbation addicts. For Shashi, the premise of his promise to swear off all things sex was to seek enlightenment. Now we get the whole clean living philosophy. But how is professional success connected to celibacy and semen retention? Isn't jerking off supposed to be a therapeutic form of stress release that fills your body with happiness-laden endorphins? How could being a veteran virgin help make someone a millionaire in their 20 seconds? Sarvesh Shashi talks about his journey. I guess I was looking to find some kind of enlightenment and fulfillment. Growing up, I was very arrogant and would always get into fights with people who hurt my ego. I wanted to be a cricketer and got into yoga because my father believed it would help me play the sport. But I could see how learning from my guru taught me to be calm and took away so much of my anger and ego. This helped establish a sense of trust and belief in my guru. So when he asked me to live under 5 precepts, including celibacy and semen retention, I followed his advice because I had already experienced his presence making a meaningful change in my life. So how did staying away from sex and self-pleasure accelerate your career? Semen emits an energy whose course can be changed from downwards to upwards by not masturbating and not having sex. Semen is powerful. It is responsible for all creation of life because it's what leads to babies being born. So when you channel that creative energy into your brain through a mix of meditation, celibacy, and semen retention, it has the potential to take away all distractions and help you focus on your goals. My guru taught me that when you concentrate that energy on achieving desires beyond sexual gratification, it gives you the strength to achieve everything you set out to. Ejaculating drains your energy for a few moments of pleasure, but through my abstinence, I have been able to divert that energy to my mind. But unless you're asexual, isn't feeling sexual desire natural? Isn't its conscious withholding distracting? I'm not asexual. It's not that I don't have urges. I just know how to control those urges. It's all about being aware of your feelings and channeling them into productive activities instead. Making a mistake isn't wrong. Not acknowledging that you have made the mistake is. By being aware and mindful of what you're feeling, it helps you see the world in an absolutely objective and unbiased way. But how does one control their urges? It's probably not something that a person can do overnight. You have to discipline yourself and make a lifestyle change. I built up my discipline by doing sadhanas, which is a practice of cutting yourself off from all material and physical connections by doing yoga. I started by doing these for 11 days. And eventually was able to do it for 40 days. The other aspect is to change your perspective on sexual desires and thoughts. Instead of objectifying a woman you find attractive and thinking only about getting physical with her, one should think about how you can make a meaningful connection that can improve your life. Not giving in to sexual desires disciplines your mind by not letting any short-term urges distract you. Are there any side effects to keeping it all in? Yes, there are going to be side effects to bottling up your urges. Initially, you may feel suppressed and irritable when you deny yourself. But as you discipline yourself, you realize that you feel less drained, more energetic, and more mindful. It's like after you take a vow of silence and realize how unnecessary talking about things that don't have any takeaway is. What about wet dreams or nightfall? Of course, there have been moments where I've involuntarily ejaculated at night or had a wet dream. But that's fine. Fortunately, I haven't had a wet dream in at least 6 to 7 years. I think one of the reasons for this could be because our dreams are influenced by the thoughts in our subconscious. Because I rarely think about sex or physical intimacy, it doesn't spill over into my dreams. Do you think you'll ever have sex? I can neither say I'm looking forward to having sex, nor say that I never plan on having sex and starting a family. My guru had asked me to stay celibate for 7 years. I've done it for 13, and I don't see anything lacking in my life.